Surprise, motherfucker.
Rinse that shit out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the late night cast of No Name, because we have no idea what to call this. But we're going to be going over some E3, and Metrox was just letting a little personal information out there. Ain't that lovely?
You know, when you wee wee in the fucking shower.
I did say that.
I will not juggle.
So, we have a special guest tonight, Mr. Bob Ross. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, I'm Bob Ross.
How you guys?
Paint me something pretty, mister.
I work with that man, Brem. I play video games. I quote Zenyatta.
Vape Nation. And of course, we got the Mr. Geek Essentials himself, the Turtle King, Master Roshi's #1 rival in the Turtle Kingdom. Kamehameha this bitch, right? Right? That's how this works? Yeah?
Oh, Lord.
So I know you guys are like, dude, it's like fucking 2:30 in the morning, and you guys are doing a fucking podcast on a Tuesday, which never fucking happens. But there's some things I wanted to talk about when it comes to E3. And I've watched the Xbox one. I tried to watch Bethesda's, and you guys, it was fucking boring. Like, I fell asleep. Let me know, anybody else in the chat right now, if you guys fallen asleep during the Bethesda E3 conference. I couldn't take it. I really couldn't. Sony, you know what? I liked Sony's a lot more than I thought I would. Be quite honest with you, I did. I actually liked Sony's a lot more than I thought I would. I was kind of going in there like an asshole state of mind thinking, oh, I'm not going to like that. That's going to be shit. But I was wrong. But there was a lot of shit that I didn't care for, but it doesn't mean that the overall conference itself was a bad conference. Now, was it their best conference? Hell no. I've seen better. But what they did bring, Days Gone, looks like an amazing game. I mean, Jesus Christ, Shane, you saw that. What do you think about that?
Oh man, the fact that they've taken the zombie thing and turned them into, like you were saying during the conference, like a tool more than an enemy, and like that zombie bear, amazing. I loved it.
Yes, yes, yes. What about you, Bob Ross? What do you think? Fucking Days Gone, where zombies aren't exactly your enemy. They're more or less a diversion or a tool to use against your enemies, which are fellow humans trying to kill you. What do you think of a game like that? Because I know you didn't really watch any of the E3 stuff.
I watched like the 7 minutes of gameplay for Days Gone, and the motorcycle shit looked dope. That's about. I mean, and like the little bear things was crazy too,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, it looks beautiful. The terrain's really nice, and the weather system looks really cool too. So I mean,
Yeah, that shit does look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It actually looked
And, like-
really good.
and like the slow mo shit when you go shooting and stuff looks nice. Looks polished, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Metrox? What do you think? Days Gone.
I honestly didn't see Days Gone. Like I think I was one of the few that I missed because I was out and about doing things.
Yeah.
I
Well-
did like the whole what was it, like the zombie bear thing in Metro Exodus though.
Metro Exodus. Let's talk about that. That game, that is seriously going to be one of the prettiest multiplats to be released to date. What do you think?
I think it looks fucking badass. I would actually pick that up day one.
Yeah, I kind of went into E3 too, like because of the whole fanboy thing, like wanting to hate most of the conferences, but it was hard. It really was.
I have to agree. I was going in there like expecting to hate Sony's. I was expecting to be let down by Microsoft's. And you know what? All the opposite shit happened from last year. Like, I was going in there thinking I was going to get some awesome shit, right, last year? And, like, all the E3 conferences that should have wowed me didn't. And all the E3 conferences that I would normally wouldn't have expected to wow me did. Bethesda's last year's way better. Way fucking better. EA last year with, like what you're saying, BH Smith, when they have, you're right, when they have their Star Studio DICE there, that's when fucking E3 for EA is fucking fire. But anyone out of EA by themselves without their star developer sucks. Like, they are terrible. Like, they don't even know how to really put out a good E3 conference by themselves on their own merits, which is really terrible. I mean, it really is. And it's a shame, too, because their Titanfall series is really good. They didn't really do a good job displaying that in the E3s in the past. I mean, yeah, they sort of built your hype up for it, but, like, you didn't feel like you had to have it, right? And I think that was a lot of the reason why people didn't really latch themselves onto Titanfall was because they didn't feel connected. I mean, I would tell you firsthand, you have to actually play these games to get connected to it because I really loved Titanfall 1 and 2. But overall, the way they presented it, that's why their sales on it fucking tanked so badly. But their BF1 presentation through DICE was bitchin'. Like, that shit had me fucking biting my goddamn nails. I think my dick got hard a few times. I mean, like it
Whoa
actually.
now, bro. Whoa
I'm just
now.
saying, like, no, I'm just saying, like, you got this fucking, like, when it's a good presentation when you feel those little hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did at I felt that quite a bit during all the conferences if you put them together, especially Microsoft's, and I'll tell you why. When I heard PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, that got me because I just got into that game on PC, and the one complaint I have about it is not enough of my friends play it, but now they will. And so it's just hands down a great game on PC, and I can't wait for it on the Xbox.
And you know, since Microsoft announced it, I actually got to see it for the first time, and I actually want to play that game now because it looks a hell of a lot better than what was it we used to play, H1Z1.
Yeah.
It looks a hell of a lot more polished, and it doesn't look fucking broken. So I actually would love to play that.
Yo, I think, honestly, bro, like, I think PUBG might actually be better optimized on a console platform. I hate to say it. I know I'm going to be hung up to dry on that exact statement, but come on. Shaner, you're the first one in this call next to, I think, what is it? Not Rife, but who else is playing it with you? Is it Rife?
Chan.
Meme Chan.
No,
Okay.
Meme Chan.
All right. Tell me, is PUBG optimized for PC?
No, not really. I mean, I kind of power through a lot of the issues though with the 980 Ti, the i7, and the 32 gigs of RAM. I don't encounter hardly any issues compared to people like Meme Shan. His game crashes all the time, and it's just not really all the time a pleasant experience for him. But consoles, for sure, it will be because all the hardware is the same. They know what they have to work with on the entire platform.
Yeah.
But let's be real, Meme Chan's got a potato computer.
This is true, but I mean,
Yeah,
still,
but his potato computer could fucking run World of Warships for fuck's sake. You know how demanding that game is? And he could
And
actually
War
play
Thunder.
it. And War Thunder, yeah. But I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, like, if it's optimized enough, and those games are pretty demanding in their own rights, if he can run it, he shouldn't really have that big of an issue running PUBG.
Yeah, and not that Overwatch is demanding, but he plays that on his PC better than a console runs it.
Yep.
So he should be able to play PUBG.
Yep.
Whoa, they announced a Monster Hunter world?
Yeah.
Yes,
It
they
looks
did.
badass.
That's okay. We could segue into that.
Yes.
Tristan, like, are you a fan of Monster Hunter? Since you brought that
Yeah.
up, so am I. Okay,
Absolutely.
so somehow Sony got the rights back from Nintendo, which I'm extremely happy about.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the first ones for the PlayStation 2?
Yeah, but I was really little, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I remember playing them with my uncle, and I played them for hours.
But what was your
Definitely really good game.
but what was your experience? Like, what did you like about it the most?
Give me 2 minutes. Keep talking.
Okay, so
I'm watching this video.
okay, fair enough. So Monster Hunter for me is a huge deal. In fact, it's such a huge deal. I will never have to buy a Nintendo product again for a Monster Hunter game. Wii U Monster Hunter was awesome. I'm not gonna shit on it. It's a really good game.
Monster
I
Hunter
still
3
play it.
also was pretty good.
Yeah, it's still a great game. Still looks absolutely gorgeous for what it is. And I'll still play it to this day if we could get a group together. I mean, fuck yeah, I'm all about Monster Hunter. But
And I still have my copy, so.
yeah, so do I. So, like, here's the thing. It's coming out on the PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I saw the new techniques that they have coming into the trapping system and the new camouflage system that actually works. When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, this is... Because, like the hiding system in the previous games didn't work that well. You should have been hiding out, and somehow a fucking Rathian saw you from, like, 4 miles away. It was ridiculous. Like, and that motherfucker was asleep. Like, it didn't make any sense. But now they got that shit going, man. They got that shit to a point where the guy was stalking a fucking giant-ass raptor T-Rex looking thing. I can't even think of the right name for it. And he was, like, right up its ass. Like, he didn't even have to fucking worry. He was watching it hunt another animal. And I thought, whoa, like, they finally got it to work right. The new stalking system looks good. The new trigger systems for traps, the way they have lures versus just having poisoned meat. Now you can have actual pheromone traps, which I was like, oh, shit. Because that means you can attract the opposite sex or even the same sex monsters of that species to them. So, like, I was like, oh, geez. Oh, I think I wet myself a little bit.
Yeah, that takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And you see, for me, I got into Monster Hunter seriously with Monster Hunter 4. I still want to get Double Cross, but Monster Hunter Worlds looks amazing.
I'm sorry,
Like,
but fuck Double Cross.
like Monster Hunter Worlds, like it looks it made my hairs like raise.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Well, see, that's kind of good then because you got Brim, who's been a diehard fan, Mr. Bob Ross, who kind of has as well. You just getting into it, and I dabbled in it a tad on the Wii U, just a little bit. No,
and I mean, I tried to get it.
I think it was the 3DS, and to all of us, that game looked great. My right off the bat, what I noticed and is worth so much to me is the game does not look cartoony anymore. That's the main thing that turned me off to it on Nintendo. It just looked too cartoony. I didn't see how you were supposed to catch monsters and stuff that were like, you know, some badass like looking monsters when it was cartoony.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just loved the way that fucking game looked. Like, holy shit.
So did they add like a leveling system in this Monster Hunter?
I don't know if they did or didn't.
I don't think they did.
I think
because,
I think they're still going by the old HR system, the hunter rank.
Because I enjoyed that, like the gathering
Same.
and stuff.
Yep, same
the
here.
gathering aspect is really fun. I really hope they don't add like a leveling system. That would kind of defeat the purpose of Monster Hunter for me. But
I actually enjoy the hunter rank system where you just go out and you advance through the missions and stuff. I enjoy that a lot.
that's fine. But I meant like like when you play MMOs, for example, they have like a very set in stone leveling system, right, to be able to get stronger in that game.
Yeah, and you can only go to these areas where only these levels can access.
Yeah. In Monster Hunter, you can pretty much go do anything. I mean, you're probably gonna get shit on, but like, you could still go places and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with it coming back to Sony, I mean, you guys can record this all you want. I think they're going to give all you diehard Monster Hunter fans exactly what you want that you went and bought it on PS2 for.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if they do that, I get to experience it how it really was meant to be. I mean, not to say that Nintendo did a horrible job. I mean, some of their games hit and miss, but for the most part, I got a decent entryway into a game that I actually like. When I watched that, I actually went and played 4 for a little bit while that was going on.
Hell yeah, dude! It's like no matter what Monster Hunter game you get between it, if it's the PSP version, the Vita, the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 3 imports, like if you get the Japanese ones, like no matter what you play, you're gonna have a good time. I played a lot. I own every single Monster Hunter game on my PSP, and I can tell you right now that if you use the ad hoc party mode from the PS3, you're still going to find fucking lobbies open to it. There's people still playing the PSP version after all these years. So, I mean, the community for Monster Hunter is really big. Like, it's a really big thing. Capcom should have done this already. Like, they should have already been here. From what I understood, they were supposed to bring out the 360 Monster Hunter, and it was out for a short period of time, then they took it down. Like, what the fuck? Like, because yeah, they had it on the 360. They had it on the 360 during the beginning of the 360's life, like the very beginning of it, and they took it down. And it was because people figured out how to get to the Japanese servers. So
I think because Street Fighter, and Brimmy, correct me if I'm wrong, but because of Street Fighter exclusivity, it seems like that's opened some doors.
Oh, with Monster Hunter?
With Capcom and Sony.
Oh, maybe fucking it'll make Capcom become a better fucking developer / publisher. Like, holy shit, dude! Like, their Street Fighter V debacle. Like, I love that game. Me and Metrox, when it was during its launch week, me and Metrox literally stayed up
We played the
for
fuck out of the
fucking
game.
what, like a day and a half to almost 2 days playing that fucking game, dude.
Yeah, I remember I live streamed that. It's still on my channel. I live streamed that. It had to be broken up into parts and everything. It was fun.
Yeah, we fucking stayed up for days playing that game. Like, we went and took a nap, came back, and actually played more.
It again.
Yeah, like, it was a fucking great game, but they
And
never
then the more
improved
they
it.
kept adding on to it. They just kept making it more broken.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, they added what was that? Fucking Malik's dumbass mentioned Capcom Cup, how it was the greatest thing. I'm like, no, Capcom Cup. Me and Metrox was there for that. That was the laggiest piece of shit ever.
It was so ass.
It was fucking shit. Like, how many people did you and I go against online, Metrox, in the same lobby that won because of lag? Like, they literally won the match because of lagging out on us.
I'd have to look through the stream that I recorded, but I probably remember like 7. Like,
Probably.
Probably like off camera and on camera combined. Probably like 7.
Probably.
Did they talk anything about Soul Calibur 6 yet or no?
No.
No.
Okay.
However, when it comes to fighting games, though, I do think that Tekken 7 rivals Street Fighter 5 from what I've seen.
Bro, like, you saw the memes, Metros. Shane, you've seen those memes, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your entire fighting game community cracking on Capcom saying shit like, oh, well, it looks like Tekken handled Akuma better than Capcom did. I was like, oh, shit. Like, that was a huge thing this past week. I thought that shit was hilarious. And from the game...
It was fucking great.
Dude, from the gameplay videos, tell me that's not true, though.
Dude, it's fucking true. Like, you look at the shit that they did with Street Fighter 5 and you compare it to Tekken 7, and you're like, why did Capcom slip on this game?
But what's even more important to me, honestly, is the remake of Shadow of the Colossus for PS4.
Oh, that does look beautiful.
It does look so good, dude. Like, I'm glad that
Oh, wait, they announced
using the
that?
same.
Yeah, we watched it, dude. It was really good.
Yep.
Me and Shayna were like, "Oh my god, is that really what I think it is?"
That's for real.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that they're also using the same development team, which is even more nuts. So, I mean, you can expect, like, the authenticity to still be there.
Shadowkin says Beyond Good and Evil was the only thing that interested him. Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil looks good.
Wait, so they announced Beyond Good and Evil as well?
Uh huh.
That's the second
Okay.
one, right? Or whatever.
The second.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been waiting on that game for years.
But Shadow of Colossus, dude. Like, did you watch that trailer, Tristan?
The Shadow of the Colossus one?
Yeah. Dude, what do you think? Like, does it look like they, like, it looks like they rescaled the Colossus a little bit, did they? Like, they actually look a little bit bigger than usual. 'Cause I actually played that game on the PlayStation 3, dude, and
So did I.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it does look a lot better. Like, it looks. I don't know. It's very very nostalgic, I suppose.
Very,
It's like, I
very
loved
clean
fucking
looking
game.
too. Yeah,
Is
so
it-
clean.
6 years ago.
Is
and
it gonna come to Steam though?
I don't think so.
I
No.
highly doubt it.
Because I want to play it, but if it's only gonna be on PlayStation, I'm probably gonna have to come to your house, Brim.
That's fine. But here's the thing though, like this E3 may actually make it more hopeful for me to turn my PS4 on and play it.
Don't forget to brush the dust off first. You know.
Yeah,
Start
I
a
gotta
fire.
take some canned air to it. I'm not gonna lie, I barely touch it. That's my fault. There's just so many games that are on my Xbox and PC that I'd rather play, and to turn my PS4 on just to play like one game all the time, like it has to be a little bit more than that. And I got more than one game. Don't get me wrong. I do own quite a few games on that console. It's just none of them really stick to me. Like there's nothing that I truly love other than Second Son and Shonen Jump Jump Stars Victory or whatever, 101 or whatever. Like
That game's pretty fun though.
yeah, that game is fun. That game's a blast. Oh yeah, and there's another one. Salt and Sanctuary on that system's really good too. So I mean, it's got its gems in there, and I do like them. It's just, like I don't know if I want to keep investing into that console or not because I don't want to get bored of those games. And you hear all these people here on the network on YouTube's stuff saying, "Oh, the PlayStation's the best console ever," and it's like, it's really not that good. Like, it really isn't that good. Like, it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's a good system, but it's not the bee's knees. And I know I talk a lot of shit, too, about it. And I like to say all the best box and stuff. I'm actually being extremely fucking sarcastic. But I do like my Xbox a lot more than I like my PlayStation. I've never hidden that from anybody. But PlayStation for this year, they did bring some games. And that game.
God of War.
Oh, God of War. Let's talk about that. So,
Dad of War.
Dad of War, dude. That shit looks so good. I remember playing like the first 3 God of Wars like back to back, all the time. Like just going through the story, hopping to the next game because it picks up right after, continuing. And like the boss fights were so good. So I mean, sometimes like the mechanics were kind of shitty when it comes to like the parkour boss on Poseidon and shit. That shit pissed me off. But like besides that, they did a really good job from what I saw. I mean, especially the father and son bonding part. That looks dope.
So, like, I was trying to talk to Rambo about this, and he says it's going to be a reboot, but it looks like it's going to be after what happened in the last God of War. What do you think? I'm hoping it's an after thing, because I saw the Chains of Olympus on Kratos in one of the artifacts in the trailer. Like, he literally walks past it, like this pot, and you see Kratos with his arms out with the Chains of Olympus wrapped around them. So my thing is I'm wondering if this is actually just after the whole thing when he becomes human again. What do you think?
Didn't they say it was a reboot though?
Yeah, but they don't specify if whether or not any of the main story arc is going to have anything to do with it. And for them to say that it's a complete reboot, then why would they fucking pay homage to it? And bring in some of the old content as a teaser type thing. Like, I don't know. I was kind of hoping that this was just after.
Expanding. It's definitely expanding on content, but I don't know if it's after.
I was gonna say after, but I mean, you could be right too. I mean, I don't know.
Because at the end of the trailer, they're going to see what the fuck is that guy's name? The serpent thing. It could be like Loki. Do you remember he had like 3 children or some shit?
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I played those games.
Yeah, but I mean, with the Chains of Olympus, it almost would have to be afterwards instead of a prequel or something.
Yeah.
Because I know he wanted his family back. He wanted to have another family. His kid and his ex old lady, play a huge part in his going forward of killing all these gods of Atlantis and shit. And so like I was just kind of wondering if that was the case, because now we're taking on Norse mythology, not Greek. So
Yeah.
Norse mythology could be a good jumping point off into another story arc, leaving the old stuff behind. But it looks like they're trying to pay homage to it, and that's why I was trying to connect the dots, because it looked like this would be completely like right after the whole thing that happened with him in Atlantis. So
Yeah. I can see it.
yeah,
I mean, it'd be a great step.
It's definitely a transition out of the old story arc, I feel like, though.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a big step forward.
I did like the Leviathan and the ocean, where he comes up and his son can listen and understand what they're saying. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, yo, that actually could be good. Because the first video you see of the clip, what was it? Was it last E3? I think it was, Shane, or was it Sony's independent conference that they had after or before that? Like, you see this kid and he actually shoots his dad, and it's like, oh fuck! Like I just was turned off by it, because I was like, like I really don't feel like dealing with a dumb AI. You know what I mean? It's kind of what I was thinking.
The ending of that trailer gave me fucking goosebumps.
This new one the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The God of War new one. Yeah.
Yeah, same. That Leviathan is bitching. I can't wait to fucking actually try this game. See,
That
like,
is definitely one of Loki's children.
you think so?
Most definitely. Most definitely. That arc is gonna focus around Ragnarok. Most definitely.
Oh yeah, Ragnarok's definitely going to be a thing, because Mount Olympus is destroyed at this point. So I mean, it's a good chance.
Yeah, it's definitely going to.
Dude, I want to see.
That's
Awesome. I want to fucking see him take on Poseidon. Not Poseidon. Fucking Odin. Getting my gods mixed up. I want to see him take on Odin. I want to see him take on fucking Tyr. I want to see fucking Finnerer making a fucking an appearance guarding the Tree of Life. Like, all that shit would be amazing to see. And if you see the way that studio presents their gods, holy shit, dude, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, no, that is Loki's children.
Is
'Cause
it?
they referred to it as the World Serpent. So yeah, it is him.
Huh, nice.
That's crazy. I think his name's like Jormungandr or whatever.
Jormungandr.
Yeah, there you go.
Spare Who says no more respirators on top side for Metro. Yeah, that was a huge plus. Yeah, no more fucking respirators. Oh man,
Absolutely phenomenal trailer though. Metro looked amazing.
dude.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Did you guys notice how smooth that shit looked? Like, it looked
Oh, yeah.
so smooth, dude. Like, I was like, damn.
Like you're playing a movie almost. It was nice.
It was great.
See,
I loved how, like, go in the cave. Yeah, well, the thing on his arm was like, what is respirator meter?
yeah,
And it beeps off. It's kind of like everything was, perfectly orchestrated. Like, when this beeps, it's time to get the hell out of there. But you're being hunted down, and all of a sudden those giant fucking rats come out of nowhere.
yeah.
Like
that was-
I liked how that felt. I liked how that felt. It's like it's a sense of you need to be somewhere really quick. You gotta preserve everything. You never know whatever moment shit could happen, and that's what I like about that trailer. But I like about games like that in particular.
Is Nintendo next?
Yeah, Nintendo's in like 6 hours.
That's gonna be nuts.
I hope it's
like-
nuts. I really
Like,
do.
I want to see so much shit. I already know one of them. They're probably not gonna revive Falcon. I want F-Zero so bad.
So,
But
they
They're
need
making a new Spider-Man as well.
Oh, Sony. Yeah. So Sony Spider-Man. Let's talk about that real quick. That's a good transition. All right. So Sony Spider-Man. I'm kind of on the fence about it because it does look pretty. It looks like a really pretty game, and it looks like it's going to be falling onto the story arc of the Great Weapon, the Chosen One. And that story arc deals with the whole thing with Daredevil. Because I saw the thing with Kingpin, and I can't remember the guy's name. It's like Yamazuki or some shit like that. He's part of the assassin squad that wants to kill Daredevil. So
The demons.
yeah, the demons or whatever. And so I see that it's taking place in that, and I kind of fanboyed over that a little bit because I loved the Daredevil from Netflix. I was like, okay, I know what story this is. This is going to be fucking beast. But then I saw a lot of QuickTime events. And I'm not saying just a few. I'm saying I saw a lot. And that kind of worries me because Shaner, like me and him were talking about this earlier before we even saw it. The previous Spider-Man games always had that free-flowing combat system. And the QuickTime events were optional, kind of like how Assassin's Creed does. You know, you could choose to jump off and grab onto something, but there's always other options for you. But with this new Spider-Man that comes out, it looks like they're trying to streamline it. What do you think, Shane?
Yeah, that's almost exactly what I think. And it's not our fault. And if you guys think the same thing, it's not your fault. Here's why you think that. Is Rocksteady and Warner Brothers, even though they're Batman, and I know I'm like a Batman fanboy, let's just leave that part out of it for now. They've set the superhero thing at a high bar.
Yeah.
And with all the QuickTime events, and it, like Brim was saying, the combat just looks kind of like scripted. It doesn't look like you control much of it. I'm really on the fence about it too.
As long as it's like has an open world aspect, I'll be okay with it. Well, not open world, but like open city, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a free-forming kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was unclear to me whether it did or not.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it yet.
I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, as far as I've seen, it looks really, really good. It looks almost, in some instances, it looks realistic in a way.
Oh yeah, it looks phenomenal. Like the game itself for a superhero game, that looks fucking beautiful.
It looked great. It looked like I could live in that world.
I
see Spider-Man
yeah.
going from building to building.
And I like the idea of being able to like stealth trap your fucking guys. That was the first thing I saw.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Like you put a little fucking trip mine out, and it shot a web and trapped him to a wall. And then he had the hanging trap that they stepped into, and then he like fucking flattened them into the fucking ground. Like I thought that was cool. I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like I can get into that.
Yeah. See, it's a little different because. Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
One thing that's really noticeable though is there's some really shitty punch noises.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And like Brim was saying, that is such a great place, especially for a video game. That's a great story arc for a game. And I think you see a little bit more of Spider-Man's technology side in this game as opposed to some of the last ones, like with that spider web mine. You know, that's not something that just automatically comes out of his hand or whatever. You know, so you see a little more Spider-Man tech than normal, I think.
Which, yeah, because a lot of Spider-Man games just webs and then sling and then punch.
Yeah.
Like this one actually like explores his weapons. Which the only time you ever really see that is like the comics or like the
Amazing Spider-Man movies did it.
The movies or what was it? The fucking cartoon that Fox did a long time ago that I grew up on. It's like back when Fox used to air that shit. That was like the only time.
Spider-Man Metro.
No, it wasn't the Amazing Spider-Man. It was just Spider-Man. But it was the animated series. And it's like that was like for me that was like one of the last times I ever saw him have his gadgets, and all it was always webs, and like only the webs that he would fling out of his arms.
Yeah.
And it was just punch. And I was just like, yeah, where's his weapons at? Like I missed that. Because he has like a car and shit too.
Yep. And so we've been covering a lot of Sony. Now let's talk about some of the down parts of Sony. I didn't really care for the Star Child game. Like I was like, like it looks pretty, but they didn't really show you anything as far as gameplay goes. It was kind of like a letdown. I do, however, think, and it's not going to be a downside, obviously, it could be an upside. In fact, Rambo said he's going to cover this game on all the platforms because he said he liked what he saw, and that is The Last Night. That game, I am getting day one. I am like 90% sure I'll be able to afford the low cost that game's coming in on. What do you guys think? The Dark Knight is by Notch, and it looks fucking beautiful.
If Notch has proven anything, it's to jump on his games from day one, because he's nowhere near done with them when they release. Look at Minecraft. Notch is definitely, that's all they got to do is say, even though Minecraft's not my deal, all they got to do is say Notch had something to do with this game, and that's an instant buy.
And you know the Minecraft fans, just because Notch was a part of it, they're going to jump on it too, which, I mean, rightfully so. Notch made a great game. And Notch just made, Scrolls, which, I mean, Bethesda tried to come after them for that fucking name. They made, what is it? It was that Cube game that they had made. I actually played that game, though. It was kind of eh. Right. But other than that, Scrolls and Minecraft, those are his top two games.
Yeah.
So this one I got some faith in.
Let's talk about Minecraft real crack. So there was, I said Minecraft real crack. Really? I just said that. Minecraft real fast. Okay, so I'm an old school Minecraft fan. I've been playing it off and on throughout the years around the time that it first came out, okay? I fucking love that game. I own that shit on almost everything, so does Metrox here. Me and him both love this fucking game. And when Xbox did their E3 conference, that's where they announced it. They are releasing the DB mod, and that's what it is. They're not going to say that's what it is, but that's what it is.
Wait, that's what that is? That's able to link everything?
Yeah, they're going to... Well, that's just one part of it. The DB mod is where they add the crazy-looking shaders and the textures and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a higher graphics and crossplay, right?
Yep. And I was so happy to see that. You have no idea how much I've been waiting for that. I've
been waiting for that shit for years.
Dude, me and Metrox, what was it, Metrox? The first, couple of months when we were first talking to each other, we were talking about connecting all the worlds together.
How he wanted all of his versions to be together. And when I had a theory that the reason why Microsoft released the Windows 10 and why they were able to sync it with the phones was not because it was because it was just a pocket edition version for Windows 10. It's because they had that idea.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
and
Notch, gave up.
Notch was already trying to work on it.
10.
So him selling to Microsoft for that crazy amount of money he got.
Well, that was the reason.
Because Microsoft's got the fucking networking capability. They're the ones that can actually do it and do it right. So I'm actually really happy about that.
Although Sony won't be able to play with anyone.
Are you serious?
Right?
No.
They wouldn't sign it.
Are you serious?
What? Yes, Xbox even said we'd love to have them, with us, but Sony execs will not sign the document.
Oh, that's their loss.
That's their loss.
They got an open invitation.
So Windows, Xbox, and mobile will play together.
Fucking Nintendo signed it. So
yeah, Switch or not Switch.
Yeah, Switch had it. They had a Pixel Switch on the trailer.
Bro.
Switch, Microsoft, Switch, Apple, and Android signed it.
Yep. Bro, I know Minecraft is kind of kiddie for a lot of people, but that is one of those games that I could literally just sit back and lose myself in that fucking game and get so addicted. It is. I don't even want to think about how many hours I have in that game.
I can't believe they're bringing Undertale to it as well. That's so funny.
Wait, they're bringing Undertale too?
Yeah.
To PS4. Yeah. I don't.
That's a downside for me. So that's one of the downsides for me. I didn't really care for Undertale that much, and everybody
I liked it a lot though.
A lot of people,
for the cult fans.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I was like, really, this fucking shit? And they're like, oh, this is the collector's edition. I'm like, oh god, here we go.
With a music box.
Please, I got the fucking soundtrack when it came out.
Well, the Undertale soundtrack is great, but Undertale just has a huge cult following. So they kind of.
It was the logical step. It's got a huge fucking following, like you said.
Yeah, no doubt Sony capitalized on that huge cult following.
Yeah.
The only downfall though that really got me was the VR stuff.
The VR stuff
give a rat's ass about VR.
Okay, so the VR stuff, right? So I saw those games for VR, and I was like, no, absolutely not. Now I did say before we started this that out of all that, I would give Skyrim a try. as a VR game because it looked like it'd be fun.
Yeah,
it would actually look like it'd be fun.
Interesting thought. Skyrim would be interesting thought.
If that shit was accurate, and that's what I told Rambo. I said if that shit's accurate 1-to-1, it's not all that shaky garbage that the first PlayStation Move had, then I would be down to try it. But it's Sony, so I am not going to put all my fucking chips in the basket for them and buying into all their VR bullshit. I would buy an Oculus Rift before I bought a fucking VR headset from Sony.
Because the Oculus Rift is just better.
It's way better. Way fucking better, yeah.
There was one VR game that I really wish would come to like the standard way of playing, and that's that one where the person's in the hospital. I think it's called The Inpatient. That can easily be turned into some sort of horror serial killer type game, and I think it would be great if it was. But you need to play it on VR. So
let's talk about let's talk about the what?
Assassin's Creed Origins.
It looks good, doesn't it?
It looks so boss.
Oh God, it looks so dope.
Holy shit. So, what was that game at the beginning? Was that a new Uncharted game that was by Naughty Dog?
Yep, with Chloe as the main character.
So, I am not 100% dedicated to whether or not I'm going to buy this, because I've been sort of that way with Drake since 2. I bought 3, and I was disappointed. The multiplayer was phenomenal, but
I played the shit out of the multiplayer.
Yeah, the multiplayer was fun as fuck, but like the actual game itself, I was kind of disappointed with, and I didn't get 4. I skipped 4, and I'm thinking maybe I should buy it when it goes on sale or something. But overall, I was just not impressed. I was not impressed.
Did they announce? Oh wait, so Ubisoft announced Far Cry 5, right?
Yes, that's like the only Ubisoft game I'm interested in at the moment.
And Good and Evil 2.
Beyond Good and Evil, yeah.
Yeah.
Mario and whatever.
Yep. So
Isn't
like,
that Ubisoft as well?
what is it?
The Mario and Rabbids Kingdom battle.
Mario and Rabbids King? I don't know. Is it?
We'll find out at Nintendo's E3.
Yeah, Nintendo would have to announce that.
No, it's our.
I agree, Shadow. I do enjoy Tomb Raider way more than Uncharted.
Yeah, I have to second that at this moment.
It was already announced though.
It might. Yeah, I think they did, but I think they want to talk more about it.
Ubisoft announced it already.
Oh,
so there's this game, and me and Shane were talking about doing this as a house game, either my house or his, and that's the PlayStation Link. What did you think about that? The PlayLink. Like, I liked that. I was actually enthused with it, actually. I was like, I would actually give that a try.
That was pretty cool. Like, I do have to say, though, I think I liked the second game a little better that they showed for that. Like, the murder mystery thing was cool. It was really cool. But I think that's going to go to a niche audience. The second game that they showed...
the drawing on your friends and shit?
Yeah, and like you get a question, you're like, well, who's most likely to... Actually, one of the questions they asked was, who's most likely to kiss a stranger? We actually know someone that would kiss a stranger and do plenty more to a stranger.
Yeah.
So that would go with our gang,
That looked like you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me like a hybrid of Cards Against Humanity mixed with an interactive game. That's what it looked like. Yeah. I would totally get that game. The reason why I was actually more interested in the murder mystery shit, because you could set your friends up to fucking fail. And I think that's hilarious. Like, Shane could be literally in one room investigating some shit, and I can actually act against him if I wanted to. And
lock me in the room with the killer.
Lock him in the room with the fucking killer. Or I could like watch him fucking lead off into a different type of the game, and his ass would fucking fail.
Skyrim's coming to the Switch.
Yeah, it's been confirmed since the
launch
trailer.
Yeah, even though like Bethesda tried to deny that shit, fucking pansies.
Yeah, we can't help if they put our gameplay in the trailer. Yeah, you can, fuckers.
Yeah, it's like we know how licensing works, you dumb fucks. Come on.
But yes, the serial killer one that is from the makers of Until Dawn, I'm definitely excited for that one. I'm just saying for the general like population, that'll go to a niche audience.
Yeah. Well, I like how I was saying, like, I would actually try to get that game so we could all play that together. Like, that shit would be fun. Like, both those games, actually, I would totally get down on.
Well, you get the one for free in August, July 4th.
Yeah, it's the second one. That's the one you like. Yeah, that's the one I think I would totally play that. That looks like it would be a lot of fun. So that's coming in August. Was there was there any other big announcements from them?
No, there was that Detroit Comes Alive game.
Oh
but,
yeah, that that looked interesting. Like not because of the way it plays, but because
the concept was
the
interesting.
concept looks really good. Like it looks like it's taken on that whole Fable decision thing where every decision you make actually affects the in-game campaign, which is good. I like stuff like that. So, I mean, is that really in my top 10 list? No.
We don't have too many of those games nowadays.
But if it's on sale, I mean, there's not too many games with, the Brainwash Society and, you throw some futuristic stuff in there, Watch Dogs meets The Division kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. And see, like, that's what I like about Quantum Break. Because Quantum Break, you're allowed to make those type of decisions, and it affects the way the game plays out. So, like, that's one thing I liked about Quantum Break. I need to finish that game, actually, but it's a really good game. Oh, what was that? Sorry.
Black Desert's coming to Xbox One.
Yes, that's what I was gonna start covering the Xbox stuff now. All right, so Black Desert is coming to the Xbox One, and I'm hyped because I have it for PC, and I'm really enjoying it. It is a really, really good game. Terra Online, even though it wasn't announced at E3, it is up on Ian Mass's site saying that it's coming to all the platforms. Is Terra Online, so that's another free-to-play MMO I'm looking forward to. What was it? Darklight. So Darklight. If nobody knows what that is, Darklight is one of those obscure RPGs that really never got huge, but like it's been in the making forever. It's coming to the Xbox, and I'm really happy to hear and see that coming. And the second Ori game is coming. Like, have you ever played Ori? Either one of you guys ever played Ori?
No,
Blind
I've
Forest?
Ori.
Dude,
I've never played Ori.
It is okay. Tristan, you like Bastion, right?
Yeah, it's a really good game.
All right, you will love Ori. Ori and the Blind Forest is a fucking beautiful game. Like, it's one of those, like, masterpieces that nobody really talks about. But it is so, so fucking pretty. They're bringing out a second one, and my girl saw it, and she's all, you're totally getting get another Xbox for this. I'm like, really? I'm like, oh, sweet. So Black Desert and Ori both, like, sold my girl on the new Xbox. So I was like, yeah.
That's half the battle right there. I mean,
pretty much, dude.
I've been married over a decade. Trust me, that is half the battle.
If I could just brush on something for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Kingdom Hearts 3 looks really fucking awesome. I'm super anticipating that.
Well, we'll find out in 5 years. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, it probably won't come for a long time, but, like, it looks amazing. Like, they have a lot of gameplay released. So that's fucking dope. And, like, I loved playing Kingdom Hearts. I still, to this day, play Kingdom Hearts. So, I mean...
Yeah. Just one thing I want to say before we get into Microsoft is I've seen a lot of comments around the web about how, like, and this is the part I don't get about E3, is Microsoft can have the underpowered console for years and years and years, and that's why they lost. But then this year comes around, and now all I see online is all Microsoft did was talk about power. They didn't bring any games. But
what?
Correction, Microsoft did talk about power. Yes, the first statement of that is right. But the second statement of that
was like
about bringing no games, no, they
Bullshit.
brought games.
They brought fucking games. What the fuck are they talking about?
I cannot stand that. Like, it seems to me that if you're fan is not the right term. If you're a fanboy or worse than an enthusiast for either or when it comes to these companies, that company you dislike is always going to lose.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which needs to be put on the back burner. You guys need to see competition for what it is rather than, who you would get tattooed on your chest, in other words,
Oh, Lord.
By the way, Brem, I think you're posted under Minecraft.
Yeah, I know. It's like a traditional thing for here.
So what did you like about the Microsoft part, Brim?
All right, so there's quite a few things, and man, like, it's like what you're saying. Like, people are just trying to look for reasons to shit on it, and it's fine. Like, I was expecting it. I was expecting the hate. You know what I mean? Like it was bound to fucking happen, and it's okay. It's cool. But overall, I really enjoyed the conference more than I thought I was going to. Everybody was telling me at the beginning of the week that it was going to suck. And a lot of people that watched it before me told me it sucked. And I was going into this like thinking the worst. I was like, okay, this is going to be shit. I'm like, maybe Microsoft this time around is just going to have a shit one. But I ended up coming away from this entire E3 better than when I went into it, because everybody was shitting on it so much to me. And that seems to be a theme with me lately anyway. So let's talk about the Xbox One X, obviously. All right, so they say it's 4.6 times faster than the original Xbox. Let's see the specs. Let's scroll down. Blase, blah, blah, blah. What the hell? Where's it at? I just saw it. Blah, blah, blah. Scorpio, blah, blah. Oh, okay, here we go. It says 4.6 times more powerful than the original Xbox One. The GPU is backed by 12 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, and AMD CPU running at 2.3 gigahertz. Microsoft has also employed a new liquid cooling system. Now, that to me is probably the best part about all of that.
That's innovative as fuck.
I could care less about the 12 gigs and the 1 terabyte and the AMD CPU. I'm being honest here, because they're lying. The first part of this article, they're saying it's 4.6 times more powerful. That is bullshit, dude. That is such a fucking lie, dude. Like, I don't know why these fucking articles have got This is why Xbox community is shit on, because of shit like this. I got the original. Hold on, let me see if I can pull the original stuff up for the Xbox One. Original Xbox One spec. All right, Xbox technical specifications. Okay. Hold on, Levon, 1 second. So here we go. 128 bits, blah, blah, blah. Where the hell is it? This isn't it. Yo, I hate when this happens. I wanted to bring the actual spec sheet, and Wiki's just like, oh, we're just going to go ahead and drop this here.
Yeah, I mean, and when it comes down to the actual specs...
Oh, here we go. Found it.
Even naming them off, people are going to misinterpret the fuck out of those. I mean,
yeah.
you're going to say something about a teraflop, and everyone's going to all of a sudden go, that's where they fucked up, or teraflops all of a sudden won't mean anything anymore. I mean...
So they said 4.6 times or some shit like that more powerful, right, Shane?
Mm-hmm.
So the original Xbox One's got 8 gigs of RAM. That's where the 4 times comes from, and that is it. Literally, that is it. That's what they call more powerful, 4 times more powerful. But in the article, they would have you believe that the GPU is 4 times more powerful. They think that the storage was 4 times more powerful. Like, they used 4 times more powerful as an overall statement of the Xbox One X, and that kind of annoys me, because a lot of sites do this. So this is running a 2.3 gigahertz octa-core, right? You go to the Xbox One original, and its bandwidth is 2.1 gigahertz, and that is at 68.26 gigabytes a second. Total bandwidth of 204 gigabytes.
Your 0.2, though, is not going to make that big of a difference.
Thank you. Exactly. It is not 4.6 times more powerful. Like, Mirror, you guys need to fucking just stop writing articles. You guys are idiots. Anybody who writes this garbage and misinforms the entire community is... like, you are guilty of pretty much putting gamers against each other over stupid shit. And that's why this is why it annoys me. But anyways, is it a huge upgrade? No. Is it 4.6 times more powerful? No, it's not. Yeah. Is it going to be a nice upgrade? Yeah, sure. It'll be a nice little upgrade.
There's no hardware out there that's 4.6 times stronger than the hardware that's in that PS4 anyways. So, like, you can't compute 4.6 times stronger than 2.1 gigahertz octa-core processors. It doesn't exist. There literally isn't a processor in the world that's faster than that. So I mean,
like a server chip or something, maybe.
Even server chips.
There's processors faster than that. I mean, but not 4.6 times faster.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of my point.
Years for it to be 4.6 times faster.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, I agree. And that's what drives me nuts, is like they're saying it's 4.6 because it's got a whopping 4 more gigs of fucking RAM. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like, fucking, I don't know, you want a cookie? Like this.
Yeah.
So wait, to play devil's advocate though, what? So I mean, they did announce this stuff about power and what stuff.
Okay,
what major titles did they actually release? To be honest,
they've got the expansion for Halo Wars coming out, which is where you
Forza 7.
Forza 7. They got several third-party games. They're adding the 4K updates to all their exclusives, backwards compatibility to the original Xbox titles, so you're gonna be able to play your original Xbox stuff, which I'm actually happy about.
That's not like new game content though.
No, but it's still game content that's been announced. I mean,
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
To be completely fair, while you're playing devil's advocate, a lot of their games were either like launch exclusives or timed exclusives or whatnot.
yeah, pretty much.
But again, to play devil's advocate on that statement, it's okay when Sony does it.
Yeah.
The only big titles that I actually see are Forza, Assassin's Creed, Metro Exodus. And that's about it.
Hey, I'm not gonna mention Super Lucky's Tale ever, but you know,
No,
it's there.
That doesn't count.
Super Lucky's Tale looks really awesome, and the fact that they also
he just fucked it up.
There is actually
also,
one. There is one game I'm actually looking forward to on the Xbox that's coming out, and that is Rare's Sea of Thieves. That looks so fucking fun, dude.
That stuff was boring.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, was it boring?
Yeah, it was.
This is coming from somebody who only plays Lego games.
And SpongeBob. Don't forget he plays SpongeBob on the Vita.
Hey, hold up. I got a Switch, sir. I got a Nintendo Switch at my house.
Oh, so
you're not helping your case. That's
so you're telling us that you turned into a tranny over the summer.
I was
With the whole original Xbox backwards compatibility thing, I did stumble across an article earlier today.
Oh yeah?
That kind of, I don't want them even touching it, but they will, and they're gonna. The original, third-party companies decided to make an original Xbox controller that will work, with the exclusive or the original games. And not the S model, the big old fat Goliath controller.
Oh God, no.
That piece of hardware needs to die and stay dead.
Yeah.
I don't think it's got a place in the gaming world
back the
today.
Fat Boy?
Yes.
The Duke.
Oh,
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
The Duke. That's literally what it was called.
Black and white button and all.
Oh God.
Bros.
That controller is so
that,
terrible.
That was terrible. Like I don't know what they're thinking, dude.
Sony has always been winning when it comes to controllers, in my opinion.
It's because if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of motto. Like
I would rather play a Switch with one hand tied behind my back than use that thing.
Well, let me tell you something about the Sony conference real quick. It was mad. It was boring. It was kind of... How about that?
Sony looks better than Microsoft to me, though.
No.
Uh-uh.
I like Microsoft's a lot more, but like I said, I didn't completely hate Sony's. In fact, there's a few games that I'm actually going to be looking forward to picking up. It's just
Yes, for sure.
But like I would say Microsoft did better personally.
State of Decay 2 was another one that they announced, which also looked pretty fun.
State of Decay looked really good.
State of Decay 2, yeah, looked really good. A lot of the indie stuff that they showed, I was really Cuphead. God, let's talk about Cuphead.
I'm glad
It's coming finally September.
I'm glad they had another video for Cuphead because I thought that shit was dead like Scalebound.
You and me
Cuphead
both.
does look really dope.
Yeah, Cuphead looked really good, dude. I was like, oh,
It's coming
thank
to
you.
Steam, though, too.
Yeah, that's fine. Which is fine.
It's coming. Yeah, it's fine. I just wanted it to come out. I didn't want it to end up like Scalebound, where like it's announced and then it doesn't come out.
Bro, they were like dead silent about Cuphead for almost a year. Nobody heard shit about it. We all thought it was gonna die. In fact, we were just talking about that a few weeks ago. We've been talking like, hey, we haven't heard shit because we sort of brought that up.
Yeah, I think Meme brought it up too.
Yeah, we're comparing it to like the events that happened with Scalebound, and we didn't want that to happen again because I really wanted Scalebound to come out, and when you don't hear
Scalebound,
yeah, so do I. Like, I was really worried if whether or not it was going to get the Scalebound treatment because it was just fucking dead silent forever.
I know.
It would have been a sad fucking future for Cuphead though, because it looks really cool.
I agree.
Terry Crews has. Spare
Oh
who?
yeah.
Cuphead is a fully hand-drawn indie game that has been anticipated for over a year.
Oh yeah. So
Well,
Terry
actually,
Crews.
since like what 2015, right?
Yeah. I mean, but it really kicked into high gear. What, last E3?
Yeah, it did.
Like, maybe even a little bit before then for the YouTube gaming community. But for people that are like, oh, hey, this is coming out just recently, last year.
But no, like Terry Crews for that fucking Crackdown 3 game. I was wondering what he was talking about in his little Facebook video, and that was it. And like that was fucking badass.
Yo,
It was hilarious.
Terry
I was
Crews is fucking
dying laughing.
hilarious, dude. He is
I was
hilarious and
dying
everything.
laughing when he did that shit. I was like, "What the fuck, Terry?"
Even though Crackdown 3, I think it looks okay, it's still going to be a game that I pick up and play. I had fun with the first one. This is going to be how Terry Crews gets into Overwatch. He's finally broken through to the video game world.
Hell yeah! This is exactly what he needed to do.
Bethesda's is such a letdown. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that shit is a joke. Like Bethesda was terrible.
Looks so shitty.
Bros,
Like, they didn't even announce anything.
yeah.
Like Dishonored, The Evil Within 2, and Wolfenstein. Those games all are
Did you
shit.
see that Skyrim for Switch though?
Here we go with the Switch stuff.
The one thing that was interesting about Skyrim for Switch though is that the amiibo support, because the Link outfit looked hilarious, but it looked cool at the same time.
It's not like that's an old game or anything, like a super old game that should be backwards compatible has finally found its way to a new Nintendo console. Just saying, guys, come on.
Bros, I'm telling you. Let's talk about the third person fucking game that BioWare created that actually created Andromeda to look like shit, and the reason why it looks like shit. And that is Anthem. Let's talk about Anthem. Like, Anthem looks really good. Like, I actually am looking forward to Anthem. When you saw the details for PC on, like, the way it looks, like, I was like, yo, that looks like a game that I could seriously just get down with you guys on and fucking just crack out on it.
Bro,
Yep, day one.
Like I said earlier.
Say that again?
You cut out.
Cut out, my mans.
Like how we were talking.
What?
Cut out again.
Hold down the button, young grasshopper.
I'm not holding down the button.
Put the mic in your mouth.
And
Shut up.
suck it. Just suck it. Yeah,
Move your
suck
head
it.
down, then up. Wait, a little further down, then back up.
Use tongue. Use tongue.
Shut the fuck up. I feel like you guys are trolling me for real.
No, I'm really not. You're cutting out. You're actually cutting out.
One
You
second.
should be good now.
Okay. I was saying though, if we don't get Metroid tomorrow, I would seriously be happy for Anthem. That's my replacement for the year.
Anthem does look amazing. That's going to be day one, week one, something. Like, as soon as I can get it, right after it comes out.
Okay, so the word in the community as to why Andromeda, I just wanted to cover this. I don't want to get too much into this. The word in the community is the reason why Anthem looks so good is because it was actually created by members of the team that did part of the Mass Effect team. In fact, it was two different parts of the same game, and this was supposed to be the ground level work on different planets and all the motion and stuff that they took really deep time into. And that game is the reason why Andromeda looks like shit, because everybody that was working on Andromeda, they were clashing with the creators of Anthem, even though it was still considered Andromeda at the time. So the developers finally said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna make this two different games." So
wait, they had two ideas for the same game, and
no, like Andromeda was supposed to be a very big game, like it was supposed to be a huge fucking game. And Anthem, what you see in Anthem is supposed to be like another part of Andromeda. That's what it was supposed to be like. But they ended up changing everything and said, fuck it, we're going to put all of our hard efforts into Anthem, and we're just going to let the remaining team of Mass Effect team over there just finish up with Andromeda and leave it at that.
Yeah, neither team could get everything they wanted, so they just stopped. I mean,
Hey, quick question.
Yeah?
Did Xbox have any exclusives?
Yeah.
Yeah, Crackdown 3, Forza 7, State of Decay 2. The launch exclusive is PUBG.
Forza 7 isn't an exclusive. Those are everything that you just said wasn't exclusive.
It's not on the PlayStation. And Windows
State
is...
of Decay 2, Crackdown 3.
Like,
Those are exclusives.
If you were to, I guess if you're to include PC, then I guess you would say exclusive, but I meant Xbox exclusive.
It's a Microsoft brand exclusive.
There you
Some
go.
of the PlayStation exclusives are going to be on Vita. I mean, it's the same shit though, right?
And you have, and not to mention, they actually have a few games coming to PC. So, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget that you could assume that Windows and Xbox, if they can be on both platforms, it's exclusive.
Well, because you have crossplay with a lot of stuff too with Microsoft titles. So like Quantum Break, if you got it on the Xbox, you get it on PC. Halo Wars 1 and 2, same thing. All the Forza series so far, up from Horizon 2 and 3. No, is it just Horizon 3? If I remember correctly.
3 is the only Horizon, but Forza 6 you get on PC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Halo 5 multiplayer Forge matches, I guess.
Yeah, Halo Wars. Gears 4.
Yeah.
They have plenty of Play Anywhere titles, and Cuphead is another. Well, it's coming to PC as well, but that's an exclusive.
Oh man, so as far as Xbox goes, I mean, even though they did show a lot of multiplats, I still enjoyed it. Like, there's a lot of things about those multiplats, the way they presented it versus their competition. Like, I don't know. Let's talk about the major downer of the Sony part. The whole first fucking hour. Let's just say that. Like, that whole filler, like that filler shit, dude. Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't care for filler in any company.
Dude, they could have... Dude, like, am I the only one to think, like, they could have just taken that entire question panel and threw it into the fucking conference?
Yeah, you're completely right.
Bro? You want to know what's funny?
Huh.
You know, I thought they were going to show Crash in the actual show.
Yeah, so did I. And
But,
it was the filler part that they showed it at.
I wanted to see Crash in the actual presentation.
I don't know why they didn't do it. That would have been a great time to show Crash.
You know what? Let's talk about that game, Shane. We were talking about that shooter that was coming out. That looks really fucking awesome. God damn it.
The VR one?
No. The other side scroller shooter that made that shooter that was really popular on PlayStation.
The one that made Resogun?
Yes, the one that made Resogun. That shooter looks fucking badass. I can't remember the name of it, honestly. Huh?
You're gay.
Oh, hey, Blue, what's up?
You are also gay.
Sorry, guys, for that interruption. That's our local resident Russian. He loves butt sex and wants a butt plug fidget spinner.
That thing would sell in millions.
He would know that's what his entire country likes to do.
Wait, you're from Russia?
Are you streaming
Yes,
on
he's from
Steam or
Russia. I'm streaming on YouTube, sir. Welcome to the show. And your name is
Hello?
now...
Hi, I'm famous. Hello, Mom. I'm on YouTube.
Does she even get YouTube in like the deep parts of Russia?
Like Moscow?
Wait, you guys don't have
Siberia,
censorship?
bitch.
Don't you guys have censorship over there?
Like one use of the fuck word. And oh shit, there it goes.
Like, you guys don't actually get Google, right?
No, they get something called like Vector.
We get Pliat.
Go ahead and ask me what the temperature is so I can tell you what freedom units are.
Freedom unit.
You guys look like you got some oil over there. Looks like you could use some democracy.
You're gonna tell temperature in Fahrenheit when we get done with you.
They showed Monster Hunter, which was...
Yeah, Monster Hunter we covered. Yeah, we're all hyped for that.
Take the dick out of your mouth.
Oh shit!
Come on, baby. I thought you liked the dick.
Hey, Brim, you hear a zipper?
Zip.
No, because last I checked, you didn't have a dick to have a zipper fucking behind, dude. I mean,
Ooh, wow.
But
Yeah.
hey, not only is Forza 7 an exclusive, but they got the exclusive, or at least the
911
world premiere
of the
of that
911.
new Porsche. Yes.
The new 911 looks sexy as fuck. I wish I was a millionaire so I could have that. I'd have 3 of them, dude. I would have one in my Brimstone's gaming colors. Then I would have one in your colors, and then I would have one just as like
in my
abstract as fuck.
I mean, that car is beautiful, and I'm glad that it got to make its world premiere. Because other than the people that built it, no one has seen a real picture of the car, a 3D model of the car, anything until E3. So I'm glad it made its debut there.
So let's talk about that racing game, shall we? Let's talk about that Turismo sexiness.
Oh my gosh, that gives me hope again for this series.
But I don't know. I don't think anything's going to top Forza, to be honest.
Hey, we have to talk about the best game that they showed on the E3, right?
Which one?
Skyrim.
I'm-
Again.
Mighty,
Again.
Mighty, this is where you're a Russian.
Yeah.
Always late for the party, sir.
Skyrim.
Well, you'll have to excuse him. They probably haven't even gotten that game in Russia yet. They're a little behind.
So honestly though, like motorsport, god damn it. Gran Turismo Sport looks really good. Like I liked how they really got into it. They said that they're really wanting to get back into it. They said it became more about collecting cars than it was about racing, and they want to bring it back to racing. So that really brings into a lot of hope for me, because as much as I like having a fucking shit ton of cars, the reality of the matter is I don't use that many. So I mean, I really hope it's good. I really do. I saw that we were looking at the Derby shit, and me and Shane really loved Forza's Derby shit. So I hope they bring their A game to fucking Gran Turismo, dude. I really do, because that shit looks so good.
Yeah, the only part I didn't care for, but it's not Turismo's fault. I just don't care for the F1 cars in really any racing game.
Yeah.
But the rally cars, like you were saying, like the Derby cars, those looked amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So what about? Huh?
I was gonna say, what did you guys think about Horizon Zero Dawn's expansion?
I could care less.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but that's about all it really did for me.
That's what I thought. I was like, it was just pretty. It would snow, but it was like, it looks pretty.
I know that game is on sale right now. I thought about picking it up. It's like what, $30, I think.
Yeah, it's, from what I understand, a very good game and well worth the price of if it's on sale for $30. But the whole expansion thing with it being in snow, to me, snow in a video game is always a very tricky thing. I mean, because it's just nothing but white. I mean, so adding the depth and the geometry of it can be quite difficult. So, but it was pretty. That's, like I said, that's about all it did for me.
Can't remember any game that made snow really a good element.
And so we had to save the best for last. Call of Duty World War II.
Oh, man.
I am looking forward to it like you wouldn't believe, bro. Like, so we saw a lot of our old favorite guns: the grease gun, the trench gun, the fucking the M1 carbine. I mean,
Yep.
holy fuck! Even the Gwar is in there. I was like, oh my god.
It's the famous back. I'm just kidding.
It's World War II, dummy.
I know. That's why I'm fucking kidding. I want that gun again, though.
I love the Guire or whatever the fuck it's called, the sniper rifle. That shit looks so good. I mean, the actual, I don't know if that was in-game footage or if that was just a fucking clip together footage, but they said it was in-game play, right? Like, is that not what it said on the demo thing?
Yeah. Well, what was the news we heard the other day about it? I forget who told us, but there's not going to be a creative class anymore. You're basically picking roles. I thought that was interesting.
Yes, I'm for that. In fact, a lot of the times in Call of Duty, and I don't really let this part be known when I played Call of Duty because I don't know, I never really thought about talking about it. But I always, like, if I'm feeling lazy, I'll just use a pre-made class. I don't change anything about it or anything.
Yeah.
So
see, I like to mix up my guns. I like to have the creative class.
You can still change your gun. It's just it's like Battlefield, how you're picking a role.
Yeah. You can pick a role, but like I kind of like the whole how it was for Black Ops 3 because it was kind of like that, that modern. Because I got introduced to that kind of stuff in Modern Warfare 2, where you could just swap your guns.
Well,
There wasn't any role. You just had guns. But I
really,
have
though, Metro, if you break it down, it's the same thing. You're just like one character will be better with explosives than the other.
yeah,
The other one will be better prone to snipe. I mean,
because what essentially what the Call of Duty World War II reminds me of is Battlefield 1943, where you had roles. So you had the sniper, you had the engineer,
you
you
have roles
had
in every battlefield, man.
well, yeah, but Battlefield One wasn't. Battlefield One just it
It
didn't do
had
it for me
roles.
like
It had roles.
it didn't do it for me though when it came to its roles like 1943 did. Like that is by far my favorite Battlefield. And there's 1943 and
That's fair.
1942.
No, that's fair. I can see that. I can see the appeal of 1943 because it was a really good game.
Because it was actually it just felt right. And if that's the idea that I feel like they could be going on, I might actually like World War II Call of Duty.
So, the overall consensus of E3, guys, what did you think about for those of you that actually watched it?
Well, one more thing.
You can go. You can go.
Okay, sorry, Levon. Before we get off the subject of Call of Duty, there's only one thing I don't like about that game, and Rambo was actually bringing it up in the chat before he had to go. So I'll bring it up for him because he's not here, and because I completely agree. And that's they've taken out swastikas and replaced them with iron crosses.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Nazi. I don't care for the swastika myself, but that
It's
is a
not
viable
historically-
part. Yes, that's a viable part of the historics in that time. So the fact that they're replacing them with basically a West Coast choppers symbol is kind of stupid.
Yeah, because that's just gonna put more. I don't know. I feel like you're just putting it on someone else at this point.
There could be a reason for that.
Oh yeah, like what is it, huh?
Well, no,
That's-
they don't. No, they just don't want to offend people and give people fucking
clip
trauma.
that they showed, they might want to show that in Europe as well, specifically.
Well, no, yeah, that's probably why they want to have a worldwide.
It's PCS. It's fucking PC SJW shit. I mean, that's what it all boils down
That's
to.
really what it
No,
is. They want to
not
have it
just the
everywhere.
government shit, it's German laws.
Well,
Well,
then the game doesn't come out in Germany. I mean, come on. It's Call of Duty. It'll still sell.
Yeah, German laws are weird anyway.
Yeah, you're Russian.
Fucking Germans will fucking pirate it anyway. They do that with a lot of shit. When Doom was illegal, before it became legalized, they just pirated the fucking game.
I guess I kind of get it. I didn't think about the whole German law thing. I've forgotten all about that shit. But well, marketing, bro.
I knew about it, but I didn't care.
I didn't know about it. So marketing wise for a company, if you want to get all of the community together, then I get it. Then I do. Do I like it? No, but it's not they're not my company. You know what I mean? If it was my company, that's one thing. But if they're trying to make as much money as they can, then I get it.
I get that Germany's trying to bury it though.
No, you won't know if that will actually be in the end game. It might just be a convenience thing because they want to show it off in Germany. It might be Gamescom coming up soon, and they were just lazy doing the trailer and thought like, let's do one version that's okay under every law.
I feel like I feel like they might be doing like multiple versions. So maybe like the version they show is like the safe version, and then
That would be good if they did multiple versions.
Yeah, they did that with the previous Call of Duties as well.
If they do that, then yeah, Germany can have that version. But historic wise, I would like the swastika doesn't offend like people
you
that
don't know how
think they
many
would.
games are actually affected by that.
No, I know a lot of games, especially in Germany, are affected by them. I was watching a video about that, how like they had to change a lot of shit for like a lot of older games. Just
Brim,
so they could mirror it.
what game was it that you said didn't do that? Wait, it was another Call of Duty, right?
Do what now?
You were saying there was another Call of Duty that didn't block out swastikas. Was that World at War?
I think that was World at War.
Yeah, I think it was World at War that did that.
And there, Germany had a special version with swastikas replaced by iron crosses.
Okay, all right then.
You get a game like that.
But historically wise, I feel
change
like
it to iron crosses, or they do something completely different. What they did with Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, I think it was the New Order. I don't know which one it was. One of the first one. Where they didn't call them the Nazis, but instead the regime. Like, what?
Yeah. I remember
didn't
that.
call them Nazis anymore? Why?
Well, like, I guess they're trying to like
Because we need safe zones.
Keep-
Okay, we're
keep-
liberal snowflakes. We need safe zones.
No, that's not the problem. That whole swastika not being allowed in video games, it's a gray zone to begin with.
I mean, but the shit happened, so it's history. So like people can pretty much get over it. It's history.
Mighty Blue Duck. If you know anything about the U.S. and its online communities, gray zones don't exist.
Yeah,
Just
we
saying.
don't care about gray
I don't
zones
know.
over here.
No, the interesting part is swastikas and all that Nazi stuff is allowed in movies and other media material that
Yeah, that doesn't
show-
make any sense to me.
that are supposed
I always
to show
found that really
historic
weird.
background, but I don't.
Because more
think that-
people act on video games than they do movies and stuff.
Which is
I mean,
so fucking
So
good.
they're more. It's more influential than
Because
a movie
when you
or show.
think about it, the swastika in a way was originally just taken from a symbol of peace and flipped, and then used in a negative light.
So is it safe to say that the new World War II Call of Duty would be the very thing that all the COD fans jumped to BF1 for and bitched that the maps were too big would be perfect for? I would say yes.
Yep.
I liked BF1. I just didn't like how the anti-cheat worked. They didn't work all the time, and
The anti-cheat was shit.
The server lag. Well, on the PC, whenever I would play, I had a friend that me and him would play religiously. It worked, but it didn't work all the
PC
time, and it was
anti-cheat?
just super laggy on the server end.
PC anti-cheat is a lot more effective than console-based anti-cheat because you can manipulate hardware a lot easier than you can manipulate software.
But it also, like, there's times...
Put in place anti-cheat software.
Yeah.
Console is not as easy.
Well, but the thing is, though, like, on PC, me, Shane... I don't know. I know. It was fucking wrong username. No, not wrong username. Fucking what is it? Erickson. There you go.
And Rags too.
And Rags. We were all playing BF1, and people were randomly getting kicked. And then like a day later, they found out that their fucking anti-cheat software was randomly kicking accounts that weren't cheating. So I mean, that's also the reason why I actually prefer some of these games on console, because I don't have to worry about that stupid shit.
See, with the new Call of Duty, and when it comes to players jumping from BF1 to the World War II, I think that Call of Duty has a great opportunity to do everything about the World War eras, completely different, but right, with World War II. So they have this one chance, I believe, to get people to jump from Battlefield to Call of Duty. And if they fuck it up, they fuck it up. But I don't think they will. The game looks gorgeous
Well, that's
to me.
because they probably want fucking Call of Duty to get back up on the top charts again.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, but
It's been selling gold, but it has been going.
with all this futuristic crap, though, they haven't. I call it crap, but I still love to play it. With all this futuristic stuff, though, they haven't really had the opportunity to get people to jump from standard FPSs back to Call of Duty. So this is their shot.
Pie God, I agree with you. I've been playing Battlefield since the very first one on PC, and I've played all of the ones that were on the PS2. So I'm right there with you, dude.
I mean, yeah, I agree that this is their shot. And they need to take use of it too, because if they fuck this up, it's bad for them.
And this is a good. So let's talk about that. World War. There was so the scene that I saw reminds me of the tower map in World at War. Like everything about it was like screaming this map's name. I couldn't think of the map's name, but it's the one that has all the fucking buildings in it. Like there's like 2 lanes and then there's a middle lane. Like every other map I know, but just bear with me here. They're all abandoned buildings. There's a library on the left-hand flank. When you go up into the library, and there's a scene in there where he's reloading the trench shotgun. It looks exactly the same. So I'm hoping that map is making its way back into, pretty much like it's like a nod to World at War, I think. It looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, with Call of Duty, you know they're not afraid to pay homage or whatever to old maps or even remaster old maps. Shit, look at Nuketown. I mean, so it could very well be a remastered version of that map, which was a great map.
I wouldn't even put it past them for making a World War II inspired version of Nuketown.
Yeah, that could be good. Because okay, so if you know what I'm talking about, Pie God, it's the map where the center is a 2-story building, I believe, and it's got shelves and stuff in the bottom floor. And you go to the left, and it starts off as a library, then it goes into a bathroom, then into the kitchen, and it goes into the infirmary. And you go down, you cross the bridge on the right, and that's usually where you got popped off at from the people in the middle, and it goes all the way around. Like whatever it's called, if that's what it's called, then that's what it's called. But I really love that map, even though I can't remember the fucking name of it.
So, I mean, did you want to, like, score these, or just, I mean, say what you thought of it as a whole, or?
5.5 out of 10, Microsoft a C, 7, and I didn't watch Ubisoft or Bethesda.
Well, Levon put some numbers on everything, so that's Levon's score. But, like, as far as that, what'd you want to do, bro?
Okay, so I guess we could all individually say this. For me, overall, E3 wasn't nearly as much of a bust as everybody was saying it was. So going into that whole situation for me, with everybody shitting on everything, going in there with your mindset in a pretty negative way, then to be surprised, I would give the overall E3 experience that I experienced thus far, I would say a B minus. Because there was a lot of stuff on both sides that I really liked. And not to mention, I skipped Bethesda's. I slept through it. It was shit. I didn't watch EA's. I didn't care to watch Ubisoft's. So with what I saw, the Xbox and the Sony conference, I give it a B minus.
Yeah, I'd probably be right about there. I mean, but rather than give it a score, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, just like Brim, I went in expecting to be disappointed, expecting fanboys and haters to ruin the entire thing, which, I'm not going to lie, they tried. So I tried to hate every conference I watched, even the Xbox one. But I was blown out of the water with the Xbox one, satisfied with the Sony one. Bethesda, just like Brim, I watched probably like 5 minutes, if that, and I turned it off. I normally don't watch Nintendo's conference. I normally don't.
I might.
But with how surprised I've been, I think it might be worth a shot. If I'm not doing anything else, you might catch me watching that. So I had a very pleasurable experience so far with E3, and if I had to give it a score, I'd be right there with Brim, a B minus.
Matrox.
Okay.
By the way, I just have to make a comment. Yo, Kayson, or Mr. How do I fucking pronounce this guy's name?
Kayson.
Mr. Kayson?
Mr. Kayson. How the fuck do you manage to still have a potato for a microphone in 2017, bro?
Okay.
That shit pisses me off to no avail, bro.
I just woke the fuck up. Come on.
It's a little bit better
I do
now.
have an actual mic, sir.
Vape Nation, bro.
I got a Blue Yeti. I do.
I mean, it's a little better now, but like that shit drives me insane. Like when people
that shit makes you cringe. Huh?
See, what he has is a micro USB kazoo. That's what he talks into, Tristan, is a kazoo.
I really believe it.
It's all about the natural flavors of Mountain Dew.
Oh, good.
All right, Metrox, you're scoring. What do you think?
I'd say about a B minus. I mean, I've seen Sony, Microsoft's, a little bit of Bethesda, not too much of EA. They were all pretty decent. Like I actually went back and like while we were talking about, I went back and I saw a little bit of Sony's to see what the stuff that I missed. I'm really waiting to see Nintendo's just to like even out the score overall for E3. But so far it's been pretty decent.
Nintendo has an opportunity to bring this up to an A for me.
Dude, Nintendo has the greatest
completely
chance to bring it up to at least a B plus to an A.
I would have to see something super rare though, like an F-Zero, like a Metroid.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they bring F-Zero and Metroid, it's an instant A or an A minus.
Yes,
okay,
with what it's already been, yes.
Yep.
And it has to be a good F-Zero and good Metroid, not a Federation.
No, they just got to mention the damn names because they ain't done that in years.
They sure as ain't done it for F-Zero in fucking like a decade.
Right? It's like, Jesus Christ.
If they even say F-Zero, it goes up to an A because they mentioned fucking F-Zero.
Yeah, they acknowledge it's still a valuable IP.
Like, if they even mention that one game, the score will go up. But in terms of what we've seen right now, it's been a great E3 versus last year, where not last year, 2013 for sure. Like where back then Microsoft got fucking stomped on. Sony came out and said, did whatever, and then Sony's been having free reign ever since. So it's
Yeah.
better. It's better than the past couple of years. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Me too, Pie God. I definitely wanted to see Red Dead 2. But
Oh
even
yeah, I
without
wanted to
seeing
see
Red
Red
Dead
Dead
2,
too.
I'm still not disappointed, which, it's more than I can
But
ask
what
for.
what if? Because everybody's been thinking about this, and I know it's just a fucking dream, like kind of like a fucking pipe dream at this point. Everybody's been thinking Red Dead 2 could be on the Switch. If it does happen, and they announce it for all, but they waited to announce it for the Switch.
Last
Would
last Rockstar game I saw on a Nintendo product was Chinatown Wars, which to be honest was a pretty bad Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it was
There was Bully on the Wii.
Okay, I believe Chinatown Wars came out after that,
Chinatown
and
Wars is more recent than Bully, because the last version of Bully was Bully the Scholarship Edition.
Yeah, it got that version. It got that version.
I wouldn't doubt there's a Nintendo employee somewhere that shot themselves after seeing Bully on the Wii, because that's obviously the game doesn't stand for anything positive. There's no sunshine and fucking rainbows like Mario, right?
Well, I mean, just fucking Grand Theft
Well,
Auto ain't
Manhunt
sunshine and fucking
2
rain.
came on the Wii. It did.
Wait, what game?
Manhunt 2.
Yeah.
It,
But I
it,
mean,
it did. It did.
Yeah, I did.
Was that a Rockstar game?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Wow.
All right, so here, I guess this is the question that we could end the stream with. If you guys all had $499, would you get an Xbox One X or bust?
No,
Bust.
I wouldn't buy it.
I'd say yeah, just because I haven't bought an Xbox in forever.
I would, and I'm going to, for a fact. As much as I would like to say day one, I know I'm going to stop myself from doing it day one, even this year. I'm going to stop myself. But the beginning of next year, when the, second and third renditions are tax season, but like I'm talking January, February, like when they've shipped, a few different shipments of these and they've worked out any kinks or shipping problems, then definitely. So January, February, look for an unboxing of that shit on my channel.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I were to get one, I'm not getting it. I'm not day one. I'm gonna wait for them to get through all the dead on arrivals and all the buggy ones. Have like fresh set come out to the stores and shit and everything.
All right, so me, I'm right there with Shane. I'm going to wait. I want to see what all the bugs are going to be, because Xbox, they're going to have fucking issues. So you just wait till all the kinks are done, and then I'll probably end up getting one. Now, me and Shane were talking about this. Like, we already have PCs that we've invested a lot of money into. They're already, they're still really good. And there would be no reason for me to buy a third PC just because it would be money, in a lot of people's eyes, it would be money better spent. Me personally, I don't need a third PC, so I'm looking at buying the Xbox One X for my brand new LG that's sitting in my bedroom right now with HDR Pro. So that's what I'm thinking, because my girl has already said she wants to play Diablo with me in there on that. She's already talked about, the ideas of having one in there with all the new 4K HDMI cords that are coming out for it to support it. So, like, I more than likely will be getting an Xbox One X. I'm really gonna probably.
You know what we should do, Brim, is pick a month or a day and go out and get them together and make an entire vlog out of it.
That is a good idea, sir.
I've never done that, never even seen it done.
Even ask me about my opinion on E3. You're bastards.
Okay, Mighty Blue Duck, what is your opinion?
I only watched the Sony one and the Ubisoft one, and I heard about Bethesda. Holy shit. Sony wasted so much potential. They were lazy because they won last year.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they came out and from 2013 on up, and they just like, oh, we're gonna win this. We stomped them in 2013. Came out, pretty much did a what was it? It was an exact remaster of whatever one of the Nintendo's consoles came out or whatever. No, it was when the Xbox original I think came out, and then Sony came up on stage and they were like this price, and then they walked off and they remastered it that entire fucking conference in like 2013, and then ever since then they've been high horsing their ass.
Well,
That's what everyone says.
Sony wasted a lot of potential, and I was kind of shocked.
That's why everyone
I
says
agree.
Sony's got a big ego.
Not seeing Final Fantasy in there.
Oh God! You know what? You just reminded me of a shit downer. A shit downer for the Sony one. The fucking.
I trolled him with this one.
Oh my God! The fucking VR fishing game. Are you fucking serious? Really? You motherfuckers on Sony are gonna brag seriously about Final Fantasy fucking fishing? Are you shitting me? Like, I know motherfuckers are like, oh, that's an exclusive. It's an exclusive. Yo, like, that would be like me telling you to go out and buy Lucky fucking Tail. All right, you're gonna laugh at me just like I'm gonna laugh at you. That shit is shit. Like, no.
He legitimately thought I was kidding when I told him about
Dude,
it.
I thought he was fucking with me. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm like, this doesn't exist. He's just fucking with me. And sure as shit, here comes the fucking preview. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Lord.
What surprised me was that there was no Final Fantasy VII in there.
Dude, you know what they should have had there? I'm going to be honest with you. They should have fucking Final Fantasy Dissidia there. Like, at the main event. They should have made a thing out of that. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's right. They've been
The brawler, yeah.
I want that brawler.
Yeah, I would that or 7 because
Dude,
Square
a 7,
is holding back,
a new...
Square is holding back on 7 extremely tight.
Yo, how much you want to make a bet they're going to have their own conference after E3?
How much you guys want to bet Final Fantasy VII will become the new like release cycle of Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, God, fucking damn it.
I mean, they already got to break the game up into 3 sections like a Telltale fucking game.
Kingdom Hearts 3 will probably release into the next decade.
Oh, and one
Wait,
more...
They didn't say anything about Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Nope, nothing.
Not a single thing.
Nope.
Not even the teaser that they presented with some new spicy stuff. Like, making people moist. Nope.
Making people moist.
Instead, Final Fantasy 15 fishing VR.
That shit was a joke. That is a fucking troll and a half, dude.
It's funny that Final Fantasy VII was made the year I was born, and it's my favorite game to date.
I mean, fucking Super Metroid was made the year I was born, and it's like my
What's
favorite
up, buddy?
one.
So, and then the Ubisoft presentation. Wow,
Are
that
you talking
French
to,
dude
Jamie?
completely unmotivated. Like, yeah, here you have the crew.
Were you talking to Jamie?
I think
Yeah,
it's like this,
he just woke up. He was sleeping behind me
Tell him
For the second time.
for this.
butthole.
Right. So, yeah, the golf game for PlayStation, Shane. That looked cool.
Yeah, that's probably a plus for me. I mean, it's,
A huge plus. That's a big plus.
I mean, not to say, okay, well, I am saying this. It has been done before. Nintendo called the character creation Miis instead of avatars, but that honestly looks a lot like a fucking Nintendo golf game. But that's not a bad thing.
That's actually a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, unless they throw in the fucking motion controls, then it might be a bad thing.
PC already has like really good golfing games.
Yeah, like golfing with friends or some shit like that.
Golf with friends. That's already a good game.
Yep.
But that's a mini golf game, though. This is an actual 18 holes golf course game.
But yeah, but golfing with friends is like a really challenging game, even for a mini golf game.
Yeah, no, I have it, and I love to play it.
It can be
I'm
really
just saying-
stress-inducing depending on the map.
This is an actual fucking sand trap, land on the green golf game, not let's get past the windmill and the crazy fucking, you know.
Well, no, I mean I like actual golf. Like I like playing actual golf games.
Well, this actually... Okay, so you guys remember Hot Shots Golf?
Yes.
It's fucking Hot Shots Golf with a different name. The same swing animation, same after effect when the ball's in the air, the tracer behind it, everything, even the curveball is all screams Hot Shots Golf. But it looks better though, so I'm really happy for it. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that. And you guys want to go ahead and end it with us, huh?
Yeah.
So how do you want to end it?
Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.
We could talk about how Metro needs to take Zenyatta's quotes and apply them to his real life.
Be upon you.
Oh, God
Subscribe
damn
to
it.
my channel, Levon Cason. Thank you.
Lord,
Thank you.
what
Help
the
a brother
fuck?
out. Help a brother out.
Don't forget
Just
to
fucking
like,
plugging himself.
subscribe,
Rest in
and
peace,
follow
all you
me on
shitty,
Twitter.
all you shitty Cleveland Cavalier fans.
Respect Ethiopia.
Metro's gonna get a fucking butt plug fidget spinner. So.
Fuck you.
Because he likes the butt sexes. I'm going to go ahead and meet you guys. I'm going to close it off. Overall, guys, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching the podcast tonight. I know it's the most random podcast ever. This isn't really the Game Talk podcast, but nonetheless, thank you for coming by. I do appreciate it. We appreciate it here. The E3 overall consensus from all the group, you heard it, about a B-, around about a C. And you know what? I believe they could have done a lot better, but you know what? They did pretty damn good. So, Sparewho, Blazing, Pie God, Shadow Kim. Let's see, who else? Shit, you guys are really blowing up the BH Smith, Go Get 413. T. Guyan, you guys, thank you so much. Blazing Silver, bro, thanks for coming by. You guys are awesome. Always a great crowd to be streaming to. And if you guys want to see more streams like this, let me know. They're going to be random, though. I'm just letting you know they're not going to always be on time. But nonetheless, from us to you, thank you so much for stopping by. Peace out, guys, and keep gaming.